Um, hey, Sassy? Sassy? Psst, psst. Sassy? Hi. Um, it's time for me to film my review of the Cheetah Beast Blaster. So, I'm gonna need you to get up off of it. I, I know you like it. I know it's a cat gun, but, I need you to could you hop up? Could, please? Sassy? Um... Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and as you can see, Sassy was kind enough to hop up off of this toy to allow me to review it. So this is the Cheetah Beast Blaster. I do want to say really quickly to start that I'm not planning on making toy reviews a regular thing. It's just that I've hit this spot where, due to a variety of circumstances, I'm able to get ahead on videos, and I figure I can toss in a little bit of extra content. I've actually had this one sitting in the box for a while. I picked it up in an online deal. I can't even honestly really remember where I got it from. You should be able to find this rather easily in stores now. This is the Cheetah Beast Blaster. This is an original Power Rangers weapon for Beast Morphers that Devin uses in the cockpit of his Beast Racer Zord for its sword/finisher move. My annoyances with using a gun to power a sword/slash are well known, but regardless, it's a pretty cool weapon. It's an original weapon. We got an odd number, a high amount of dart blasters through the toy lines. It was kind of a thing with the Bandai toy line in later Neo Saban seasons. I'm actually glancing to the side. I'm not going to show it to you, but I have hanging up the Lionfire Morpher, which for some reason is a dart blaster. I might grab those darts and see if they work in this, but that's getting ahead of things. This is the Cheetah Beast Blaster. Looking at the box here, you see a nice big Power Rangers logo, and of course, like I said, that Nerf logo. You got it in the box there. It looks very good. Instructions to pull on the tail, morph to blast. Picture of Devin there holding it. Turn it to the side here. On that one side, you see, I think, the same shot of Devin holding the Cheetah Beast Blaster. On the other side here, and I'll probably digital zoom this a little bit, we see a precocious child pointing the weapon at something that he plans to hit with a dart. He looks a little weird, to be honest. I think it's just how he's kind of looking straight ahead, but his eyes are like all the way to the right. It just looks kind of interesting. On the back here, we've got the same kid, and yeah, that's the second reused asset, for lack of a better term, on this package. So that's a thing, but he's bigger there. You see the little indication that it's got 3 darts. It says up there, imagine blasting into action with the Red Ranger's Cheetah Beast Blaster. And then in all the other languages, you have cautions. You see the Hasbro logo there, the same morph to blast that's on the front. Another Nerf logo. There you go. Well, alright, that is the outside of the box, but as Power Rangers has taught us many a time to be sure, it's what's on the inside that counts. So, let's pop this thing open. So here is the Cheetah Beast Blaster in what we'll call Beast Mode. I checked the instructions. There doesn't seem to be an official term for it, but this is just where it looks like an actual cheetah. You'll see that I have stored the 2 darts in the front legs up there, and the 3rd dart is actually in its mouth, which I'll show you in a moment. But you can see there that you can put the dart in its mouth, and then when you close it back up into beast mode, that mouth actually closes and holds the dart there, which I think is a very nice touch. Talking about this toy visually, I think it looks great. It's a good size. I mean, I think that's Nerf, working in their technology. Maybe it has to be a certain size, or just Nerf wants Nerf guns to be a certain size. But obviously it's not as big as the show prop, but it's a pretty good size. It fits pretty well in my hand, and I'll show you guys. I'm going to get some footage on screen demonstrating certain aspects of this, but just to show you guys it right here. It's a pretty good size. Well, here, I'll give you a good demonstration of this. So this is my hand here, and you see that's a pretty good size. I have large hands, I will say that. I have large hands, and that's a good size for a role-play blaster like that. Once again, with Hasbro Power Rangers toys, there's a lot of fine detailing. I see little etched lines on the neck and just line etching all around. Kind of a case where those details aren't painted, but you could kind of paint them in with like a paint marker or something if you wanted to. The tail has a nice design on it. I'm going to turn it here so you can see on the top. There's darker area with some line etching right there. Obviously, the other side is just a mirror flip. I will say that white section on the front looks a little bit silly when it's pointed right at you, because the eyes are on the side and it's just a huge white nose. But, you know, overall, I think this looks really good. Hello, heroes. I'm still the Orange Ranger. I decided to come on camera here to show you the actual blaster functionality of this, because it would be just a little tricky for me to actually demonstrate with my hands. Obviously, I took this out of the package and messed around with it a little bit, figuring out how it works and what it does. I actually wasn't aware at first that this part moved to actually become feet for the cheetah. I thought it just stayed in trigger mode, so that's interesting. But that also leads to a slight, I don't know if I want to call this a downside or anything, but like the box stresses so much, just pull the tail and morph it into a blaster. It is actually two-step and not just one. The first step you actually want to do, I think, in terms of ease of use, is to pull these feet back out to make a trigger handle for your blaster. And it may take you a while to figure out how to do that, and I could see some people accidentally breaking this if they didn't look at the instructions, because the feet do bend a little bit, and if you've ever played with any of the action figures like the ones that I've reviewed, you might think, well, it's just a little stiff in the box. You just gotta, you know, wiggle that a little bit, pull on that, and it'll be good to go. And if you do that, you will probably break it. What you have to do, and yes, of course you should read the instructions, but you can watch my video and I'll read the instructions for you. What you do here is flipping this around to the other side. You see these silver circles here, which they actually have throughout, which I think is a nice touch. This one here on the left side of the gun is the button that releases this. So you hold that button and pull that back. It reveals a trigger right there, which lets you hang on to this nice and solid like a gun. Then you're in a good position to pull back that tail. I tried a couple times, I cut the footage out, but I tried a couple times to pull the tail back first, and it just didn't really work well. But once you've got that trigger down, just pull the gun. Whoa, flips around. That leg part that stores the darts flips up, the mouth pops open, and as you see, like I said, I have a dart stored inside. It looks great as a gun, and again, just look at look at my big head and look at this blaster. This is a good size. It's obviously not the size of the show prop itself. That one Devin actually has to kind of hold with two hands. But I love this. This is a little peek behind the curtain, but I'm like 95% certain that I'm going to find a way to work this into my story segments, because this is just a great weapon to have. I almost worked it in to that previous one, dealing with the Silver Skull and his curse that made me review Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters, etc., etc. Not trying to bore you if you don't watch my story segments, but I didn't have the box open and I wanted to open the box for the review, so I decided to use the Dragon Dagger instead. I think that worked out just fine. All right, I think what you're really concerned about, though, with a Power Rangers weapon that fires darts is how well does it fire darts? The answer to that question is incredibly well. I've already test fired this a couple of times, and it is a Nerf gun. It fires Nerf darts, and it does very well. You want me to show you? Fine, I'll take a shot at you. I'll show you here. I'm going to give you a little bit of fire. How about this? How about this? Ready? I actually, I actually dead on hit the camera lens. That has got to look good on camera. So I'm going to show you again here, fire it off a little bit to the side and let you see the dart kind of fly by. But just another little feature to tell you about in that, if you want to fire again, you don't have to put it back into beast mode and then put it back into blaster mode. All you have to do is pull back on the tail again and you are reloaded, good to go. This time I'm going to fire off to your side, which hopefully will let you see the velocity of the dart a little bit better. You may have even heard that too. Like, this thing is very strong. It is an excellent dart gun with great velocity. The technical aspects of this are fantastic. And, I mean, really every aspect of this is fantastic, but especially just as a dart gun, it is a great dart gun. I know a lot of people complained, and I was really one of them actually, about the second kind of Nerf line Beast Morphers toys, which is the Striker Morpher, which unfortunately they've kind of mutated into some kind of child's Nerf blaster when it was a phone that was also a gun, and it doesn't really have any morpher functionality. I wouldn't call it a morpher. The curse of the 6th Ranger Morpher toy continues, I suppose. But I will say that having played with this, I'm sure of one thing. I'm sure it's an excellent Nerf blaster. So we've got that. So I have no plans on doing a full-on review for this unless I get a lot of requests for it. But I did mention that I had the Ninja Steel Lionfire Morpher, and I've got that here. I like the star. It's the only thing I like about this. Oh, and this part comes off and will attach to the Super Star Blade, which I also happen to have because it went on like a mega clearance. And anytime I see Power Rangers weapons on like super clearance, that's an opportunity to pick up props for my story segment. So I did that. But the reason I bring up the Lionfire Morpher is, like I said before, it fires darts. You see them right here. And I wanted to do two aspects about that. One, I wanted to show you about this firing, and then the other is that I'm going to see if the darts are compatible. So I've got this already cocked. I will say though, pulling this back was far more difficult than the tail of the Cheetah Beast Blaster, so that's one improvement right away. Remember, this is strictly a Bandai toy. This is not Nerf technology. It's just a Bandai toy, but let's see how it fires. It's also more, I mean, and I know this is the limitations of it being the Morpher situation. And by the way, you notice the size. I can only get 3 of my fingers in there. But firing the darts, which the Morpher didn't fire freaking darts, but whatever. There's a button on the side here. So this is the Lionfire Morpher from Bandai firing darts. Need I say more? Pulling this thing back. Ugh, that is tough. All right, let's try it again. I'm going to put these darts in as lightly as possible. Pull back. Like, I think this thing might be broken. One dart. No, that's just... Okay. So I struggled with this thing for a minute and I couldn't make it fire darts at all. You know, that's an indictment, really. You have to pull back really hard on this to get it to lock in, and then it just... Now it works. So I think the key there was actually the opposite of what I was thinking. You have to get these darts basically all the way in, you know, so they're like blocking all the air that would be coming out. And you got to pull that back really hard. And you have to try to press this button in a way where you are not catching this as it comes up at all. And then it only fires one. This is my point. This is my point. I didn't mean for this to become a review of this. It's a little micro review of it. But as a dart blaster, this thing sucks. I mean, it looks good. Again, this is by far and away the best star that we got from the Ninja Steel toy line. And of course, it's not compatible with the Morpher, the regular Morpher, I should say. But, you know, firing, like all the dart firing, the star launcher, whatever, all that stuff really sucked. So to have Nerf as the official dart launcher of the Power Rangers toy line, you just see how much better the technology is, how much they've perfected it, and just what quality they bring to the table. And that is actually also good. Get rid of this. That's actually also good in terms of drawing in kids and parents that aren't necessarily familiar with Power Rangers or the Power Rangers toy line. They see a really cool Power Rangers blaster, and then like the parents go, oh, well, that's also a Nerf gun. It's not one of those toys that's going to break in 15 minutes. That's probably going to stand up and have some quality. So that's another good thing about Power Rangers being with Nerf now. So I've got the Cheetah Beast Blaster back here, and I've also got one of the darts from the Lionfire Morpher. Now the other important test here, are they compatible? Is this going to work? You see right off the bat, just holding it up to the darts that are stored in it, it is significantly shorter. So we're going to put it in here. It does fit, although you hear there's a mechanism it's tapping into but not like sliding onto. It does fit in there. If we turn that back, which by the way, I don't think I mentioned to reset it. Oh, you can To reset it back to animal mode, you just turn that back around to the right. And actually, pulling the tail will automatically flip this around, but you can just do it manually. So that's interesting there. So anyway here, I want to actually do it that way, just to like lock and load. Pull the tail back, and let's fire! Yeah, sadly to say, they do not seem to be compatible. This dart is not long enough to reach the launcher portion in the Cheetah Beast Blaster there to use it. So sadly, those darts aren't compatible. I will say, though, that I have heard, and it's kind of obvious that this would be true, any Nerf gun's darts are going to be compatible with this. It's a Nerf gun, and it's going to work with any regular type of Nerf dart. I mean, I will say that these darts, as I pull one out from the storage here, these darts are nothing special. They're just kind of blue foam darts. Not anything that's a really big deal. So yeah, you could imagine it would be pretty standardized, and you can just get those anywhere. As a matter of fact, I remember just the other day seeing at Walmart that there's like a tub of like 250 Nerf darts. So that's something you can pick up. It might be compatible with other darts too, although obviously in that case your mileage may vary. All in all, I definitely cannot recommend this enough. It is a great roleplay blaster. I don't really get into the roleplay weapons all that much. As I mentioned, when I pick up some kind of Power Rangers blaster or roleplay toy besides Morphers, it's because I've seen it on a very deep cut clearance, and I figure that it's a prop that I can use on the show. So that is usually why I picked these up, but this, I knew it was a Nerf gun, I knew that it looked really good, it went on sale, and I was like, I'm gonna grab that. Speaking of which, where can you grab this, and how much is it? So I did a little bit of digging back into my past order history and found out that I did get this from Amazon. Amazon has it for $14. Target also has it for $14. It's listed on the Hasbro Power Rangers site at $19.99, and interestingly, Walmart, which usually has lower prices on stuff, has it for $19.97. Though if you've only got a Walmart near you and not a Target, then maybe that's your only opportunity to pick this up. I would say $20 is like right at the line where I would consider this a good value. $20 is an okay price for this. $14 is a darn good price for this. So really, I would just try to go ahead and order it via Amazon or try to get to a Target. On that Power Rangers Hasbro site, they also have a where to buy button that lists it as available in about 16 or 17 different stores. So find your favorite and see if they've got it. But I would definitely recommend picking this up if you like roleplay weapons, if you like blasters, if you like Nerf guns. This is good stuff. This is a good blaster. And if you don't agree with that, you'll pay the price. That's going to do it for my review of the Power Rangers Beast Morphers Cheetah Beast Blaster by Nerf. I want to stress just one more time, just so nobody gets the wrong idea. I know these have come out kind of consecutively, my review of more figures and then my review of this blaster. Toy reviews are not a thing I'm going to do regularly. I like them. I know people viewing them like them. But when I can pick up toys, it's a little hit or miss. It's not something that I want people to think is a regular staple of my channel. This is going to be the every so often kind of stuff. I really pick stuff up more because I like it, and then I'm like, well, I can tell people if they're going to like it, if I think they're going to like it, get my opinion on it. So I hope you like how I'm just wiggling this around, showing you all the different angles. It also helps with my fidgetiness. It's a Power Rangers version of a fidget cube or a fidget spinner. Moving on. So, as I was saying, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much, as always, for watching. In the comments below, have you picked this up? Do you like it? Is it good? You know, or do you like my review of it? Do you think you're going to go try to grab one at Amazon or Target for $14 plus tax and whatever shipping, etc., etc. By the way, random thought I just had here, I pointed out when I reviewed the Blaze figure that he comes with a dark version of the Cheetah Beast Blaster. I'd love to try and see if somebody has painted theirs to make it that dark version that Blaze has. And again, I'm really hoping we get to see Blaze use one on the show at some point. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video and if this makes you want to pick one of these up. Make sure you like the video down below while you're down there by hitting that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all of my videos and ring the bell so you get notified when I get that little itch to post a random toy review that's not going to be scheduled. And if you'd like to lend any financial support to my channel, so for example, I can go and get more toys, you can buy me a coffee. How does buying me a coffee help me buy more toys? Because that's money I don't have to spend on coffee so I can get more toys. You can head over to ko-fi.com/orangerangervideos, buy me a coffee. Those are set at $3, and they look like this. I almost forgot to do that. And I greatly appreciate any financial support you'll find at that site, or I'll find at that site. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you.